Hello everyone, my name is Hectic and welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be trying out the new agent Gekko. I do have him unlocked, obviously. He's the only agent I don't have up to level 10 right now. I do have him at like level 7 or 8. Just to tell you how much I played this game. I've heard about his abilities and I've seen him in game. I've never personally used him myself, so we're going to try it out a little bit and understand him just a bit. I thought I fucking changed my agent. What the hell? F2, why are you buggy? Let me die first. I think that will automatically allow me to change my agent. There. No? What the hell? Alright, we're going to get... There we go. We changed out of this. Now, we're going to bring up my F1 menu here so I can read what exactly these abilities do. I have a rough idea. Alright, so his C is the mosh pit. 250 credits for this shit, by the way. Alright. And it looks like I only get one of each ability. Okay, so equip mosh pit, fire to throw mosh like a grenade. And then alt fire to throw underhand. Okay, upon landing, mosh duplicates across a large area. Then after a short delay, explodes. So basically, it's like a Viper Molly combined with a little bit of... combined with the delay of a KO Molly. Yeah. I believe. Yes. What it did I believe that's dealing you damage, if I remembered that correctly in game. Does it deal you damage or does it like vulnerable? I think it deals you damage. That's what it is. So we got another Molly in the game. Interesting. Wingman was the one that I was hyped for. Yep. Equip Wingman, fire to send Wingman forward seeking enemies. I think. Yeah. Seeking enemies. Wingman unleashes a concussive blast towards the first enemy he sees. Alt fire when target. So, alright, that part right there is basically like Skydog and Fade's Hunter. Except for you have no control over it. Interesting. So, we want to talk more about the randomness of fucking Valorant's AI system. Big O on that. Yes, you're on the mercy of its AI system and its pathfinding, which, from what I know, is not too horrible in the way that I've seen Wingman operate, but knowing Valorant has a batch of RNG and a batch of bullshit attached to it, you might be on the receiving end of that sometimes. Alright, alt fire when targeting a spike site or planted spike to have Wingman defuse or plant the spike. To plant, Gekko must have the spike in his inventory. When Wingman expires, he reverts to a dormant global, I think. So basically, it remains in a dormant state. Interact. Y'all need some fucking punctuation in this. Yes. Interact to reclaim the blob. We're going to call it the blob. And gain another Wingman charge after a short cooldown. Okay. So Wingman can plant and defuse the spike. So basically, big brain opportunity at that point. I believe that ability is shootable, but whenever I tried shooting it, it took a lot of fucking bullets to do. Maybe my aim was off that day. So we'll have to see that. We can't really test that unless we go into like the spike, defuse, or plant section of the range, and I really don't want to get out of this part. So that's going to be pretty awesome. We might end up doing that anyway. Alright, Dizzy, his E ability, so, and his E is going to be free. By the way, 300 for Wingman too. So you have 550 right there for utility. One of the most expensive agents I know is Breach with, what is it, 250 per flash plus 200 for the aftershock. So first round, you buy all of that. That's That's 700 credits out of your 800 given that you're spending on utility. Here it's going to be 550, which is still pretty damn expensive for what it is. So there's no way you're buying both of those and buying up. Actually, I think maybe if you bought just Mosh Pit, you might be able to buy a Ghost first round. But my brain's failing to do the math right now. So I'm not seeing any way where you're going to be able to buy utility first round and be able to buy a Ghost as well. So you're probably always going to be staying with the Classic, which is fine. There's that, but if you're wanting that much util and more firepower like a Ghost, I think it's going to be impossible. It might be possible if you just buy Mosh Pit, I believe. But Wingman, well, actually Wingman it is. If you buy just Wingman and a Ghost, you should be fine. But just with the way that these are working, you probably won't buy as much util. Alright, Dizzy. Equip Dizzy and fire to send Dizzy soaring forward through the air. I remember this one. Dizzy charges, then unleashes Plasma Blast at enemies in the line of sight. Enemies hit by her plasma are blinded. When Dizzy expires, she reverts to a dormant state, interact to reclaim, and then gain another Dizzy charge after that. So basically, this is the ability I'm most familiar with. It's basically going to be like a blind. If you're within its line of sight after it charges, it will basically Nickelodeon slime your ass right in the face, and you will be temporarily blinded. However, I've known the way I've seen a lot of Gekko players use that, it's super easy to counter. Just hide behind a fucking wall after that. Yes, it's not like a flash where it flashes you and you're completely blind and then somebody swings off of that. There's actually a little bit of visibility off of your sides and the bottom of the screens that you can still use. So as far as that, if you use this, you have to be Johnny on the fucking spot on your swing afterwards. Yes, or use it defensively like I do with some blinds. And not swing after or just confuse them thinking you're gonna blind or whatnot. And I believe that affects any enemies looking in Dizzy's direction at that time, which I don't think this description gave. So, interesting ability. I don't think that it's up to its full potential. As far as the blinds go, it is now this one is going to be one of the weakest blind. Actually, if not the weakest blind, because even Arena blind blinds you fully. Yes, so now I think we found the worst blind in the game. But there's still some advantage to using it. And this is his free ability, by the way. But all of these are on a cooldown. So, interesting. We'll come back to that. And then his ult, Thrash. Equip Thrash fire to link with Thrash's mind and steer her through enemy territory. Activate Lumforge and explode. Skydog. Detaining any enemies in a small radius. When Thrash expires, she reverts into a dormant, I'm going to call it state, instead of calling it a globule. I don't know what the fuck. Interact to reclaim that, and then gain another charge after a short cooldown. You get another fucking charge. Now, does that mean you get one ult point, or does that mean you get another fucking Thrash? I think that means you get another ult point towards it. Yes, not another. If that means you get another fucking Thrash, damn, we just found literally the best ability in the game. Yes, infinitely using it as long as the round goes. Thrash can be Thrash can be reclaimed once, so technically you can use it twice in a row, but after it reverts to that state, you don't use it anymore. Okay, I need to read, but still, that's pretty overpowered. So, looking at what all of that stuff does, all of these are on a short cooldown, which is very, very interesting here. That's going to be very, very interesting. Let's test that on some bots. That's the Mosh. Damn. I forgot how much damage that does. So talking about the ult, by the way, I remembered that something detained with Gekko, and then one of the games I had, we got hit by a Thrash, or I got hit by a Thrash, and then Killjoy threw down her fucking ult, and it expired. We got double detained, and the team steamrolled it from that. So that has a lot of potential. Damn. Yes, that combined with the Killjoy ult. Consider if you go Breach and then you go Fade on top of that, so you get another concuss plus almost full side info, your team's winning. Yes. Damn. Yes. Damn. Yes, for it to have the ability to detain somebody like it does, and I believe it's the full length of what a Killjoy detain is, how long it takes. It's not like this big old wind up that a Killjoy is going to detain. That's pretty powerful. So Gekko has a lot of potential. So as we just see here, what is the range of Mosh Pit? Holy crap. We're just gonna yeet that there. Oh my god. Is there is no drop off that from that far? I know like something like a KO Molly or something like that, they always have, or even a Harbor orb has a drop off where it reaches a certain height or a certain distance and then it comes straight down. This one full on arcs. Where is its drop off? Okay, it does have a certain range, but that is a far range. Yes. Let's see if I can get it towards this target. Oh, well, it hit something. Shit. I can't line that up well. But, yeah. That is a far distance. That went just right into... Is this bounceable? And it takes 50 health per. Damn. Alright. I can totally see that used in a batch of what I call quick lineups, because it does have a fall off and you need to do it. It's like a KO Molly or Harbor thing, as opposed to where Sova's it's gonna take a while to reach that. But that's a long arc, by the way. Or you could just underhand it. That's a pretty good freaking Molly. Yes, so Q, by the way, practice. So this is Wingman. We're going to send Wingman out. What do I use to reclaim? Oh, hold F to reclaim. Okay. How long is that timer? That's a long ass timer. That's why I think I saw it floating there for so long. And can I shoot it? Well, probably the enemy can shoot it, but you get the idea. That's right. So the concuss plus this plant and diffuse thing. I think I'm going to show that in another video. Ooh, so that's going to be this strategy right there. And how close? You do have to be fairly close to it to reclaim. Yeah, you almost have to be right on top of it to reclaim, so that's going to be a disadvantage. You know how you could use that to your advantage already? That goes off, let's say it misses the blind, and then you just start camping there trying to bait him to come after his charge, and then boom. You killed the Gekko. Yeah. Let's see the effectiveness of this blind. I did the typical blind things like arena blind where you do it up in the air or down on the ground. Let's see how effective it is. What happens if I throw it sideways like that? Ooh! Ain't no way. What the hell? What's the range of that? Okay, it doesn't have... Did you see how many that it just did? Yeah. So then his ult is basically a big ass skydog, but it detains. Now these guys will be detained. Yeah, Gekko is pretty damn powerful, y'all. Gekko is an initiator, right? Was he initiator or controller? I think he was initiator. So I've tried that out. That's going to be a basic demonstration. I see the potential of Gekko. And solo value, I can see this being good solo value. Yeah, I know I harp on agents that have a lot of solo value aren't really good because Valorant's a team game on this, but you could definitely solo carry with fucking Gekko. Does it help to have an enormous brain? It does, to really utilize his potential, but the solo potential, you could rock Gekko as a duelist. I'm seeing that you can rock him as a duelist and you'll be fine. So it's basically like a Sky and a Killjoy, along with maybe like KO combined. Yes, with the ability to plant and defuse. That's pretty damn powerful. Yeah. So I could totally see you rocking this as a duelist, and this would be a better agent than, if it was a duelist, better than Reyna. Yeah. This is probably, this loadout, while this supports an initiator role fairly well, I could see this refined, or even if we redefined it as a duelist, this would be a perfect loadout for a duelist. It's probably going to be a bit too overpowered for what a duelist is, but it's better than what the fuck Reyna is, where you're just working on aim and mechanical skill, as opposed to mechanical skill backed up with great utility usage. Gekko, I'm going to say that Gekko, if used to the full potential, is going to be overpowered. Now, how do you nerf this shit? You don't. Yes, you just learn how to go around this, because any nerfs, unless if there's like with timing or something with this, is going to just be, any nerf that I'm seeing just from initial face value is going to hinder this a bit. It's going to be like a chamber nerf, where any bit of nerf is going to like make his kit not good. Yeah. Because his kit is, his kit's balanced in a way that it already has its own negatives. You don't need a nerf to make the kit negative. And basically what I'm saying is, like, if a Killjoy ult was way too powerful, how do you counter that? If there was no negative to it, you decrease the range of which you could detain players, or the time that it takes to wind up for that increases, or something like that. That makes something negative without having an inherent negative effect. Yes, because it's limited by range. In this case, the cooldowns and the fact that you have to be practically right on top of it to reclaim these abilities to use them again is, in fact, the negative to Gekko. And I can see, which is how the pacing of Valorant is, that unless if you're in those higher elos that understands most of the mechanics of the game and can recall at the right times, that's going to be a hindrance for you. I can see a lot of people getting into the bad habit of trying to reclaim and then forgetting to check shit, and people bait out your reclaim of your ability, and then you've either wasted it and whatnot. Just like with the blind, if you waste this, let's say somebody's in the corner and it doesn't catch you for some reason, all they have to do is just dodge that, stand here, wait for you to peek out, and then once you do, you're dead. You basically wasted that. Yeah. Now, I don't know if it's... Actually, we just heard an audible cue say that Gekko blinded something, or Dizzy blinded. Yeah. So you'll be able to tell. So it has its inherent weaknesses in it built into the kit. If you nerf it, either the cooldown... There's no need to nerf the cooldown in that case. Because from what I saw with the cooldowns, they're fine. Maybe you could make them slower. If Riot goes as far, and I know Riot can do this because they nerfed Killjoy from being able to set up from 2 sites to 1 site, which 2 sites, that was her max potential. That was not fucking overpowered. Yes, I'm going to address that in another video. Probably this next one. If you limit like that, that's destroying the character. If you... Riot could, and that's what I'm saying, the potential Riot could do something to hurt the character. If you make it to where Gekko can't reclaim his abilities, that's going to be a big nerf. Yes? That's going to get rid of the big brain aspect. But it also increases a little bit, I could see, of you having more of a one-time ability, knowing exactly when you have to use it. Yeah, I could see that. But having one of each of the ability, But I would not be surprised if Gekko turns out too powerful if that's the direction Riot goes. Either making it not reclaimed, a cooldown decrease, which I think the cooldowns are fine. I didn't pay that close attention to when the new charges come up, but I don't see them as that overly overpowered. I think the abilities themselves are a little bit overpowered, but what? And any damage, like that took me, what, like 49 damage? Is what that was? Oh, plus, I don't think we had armors and shields, but that was still a significant amount of damage. You lower that anymore, and Mosh Pit is not effective. Wingman, you don't touch Wingman. If Riot touches Wingman, they're going to destroy the fuck out of that ability, and that is an ability that is signature to Gekko. If they dare touch Wingman at any point, damn. Yes, maybe, if anything, maybe affect its concuss. I'd have to see on the receiving end how devastating that concuss is. Yeah. I think that it's fine for what it is. I think because it's multi-purpose, I'm not holding onto it. But from what I saw from the concuss, I would still just say use a breach if you want to concuss. But glad that it has that. And the blind, I mean, it has its own weakness that it doesn't fully blind you. Yes, there's ways that you can overcome that. Plus, you can dodge it easily to stay out of the fuck out of the line of sight of the blind, and you're fine. Unlike a breach blind that goes through walls and shit, which is probably what I think blind should be useful for. We're on the corner. I don't see why you would want to blind that. I think that's, out of all of the abilities, that's the least powerful of Gekko's kit, but it's not so bad that you have to rebalance. And it's old. It's basically a Skydog. If you touch that, the only thing that would probably I could think of that would be nerfed by Riot with that is either the duration of the detain. They would probably make it less, and in favor of that, also hindering its initial potential, making you have to combo with Killjoy to really make it a good detain. Or I don't think they would mess with the controls of that, because then you're like, well, why did you not do that to a Skydog? Whatnot. I I think it's an upgraded Skydog because it can detain as opposed to just briefly concuss and deal 30 damage. So that's my take on Gekko. I think that he is well balanced here with a little bit of overpower. It's overpowered just in the base sense, but if you misuse any of these abilities, which even I feel like I would probably do starting out with this, you're not going to get value out of him. And all those weaknesses will come through. I feel like you have to time well with Gekko, when to use, especially with Wingman and the blind. So I'm just hoping Riot does not nerf Gekko like they did several other agents. Yeah. So let me know your thoughts of Gekko in the comments down below. Mine are positive. Very interesting challenge to Valorant. Yes, I like his abilities, and now after trying him, okay, I see it. He's really good with a lot of counterplay to him. Yes, the opponents can counter him fairly easily, but a good Gekko can make sure that those counters never happen. Yes, so let me know what you think in the comments down below. My name's Hectic. See you guys in the